Boneraiser Minions, a survivor-like action roguelike which has the unique twist that instead of gaining new abilities or weapon-like abilities that trigger automatically, instead in Boneraiser, well, you bone raise on your minions as a Necromancer. And these minions that you raise between level ups all have unique abilities, and later on you can even fuse them together into more unique, well, Boneraiser Minions. With this, welcome, I'm JustDaZack, and we're going to have a look at, well, Boneraiser Minions. So, first things first. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to have a look at this game, I recommend you to do the following. Look at the settings menu, look at visibility, and turn off different things like the player outline, enemy outlines, enemy attack outlines, ghostly minions, all these things that you can see here. That is going to help you quite a bit, also light mode for example, because this game has one interesting thing. Usually in survival likes, a lot of things are going to happen, and visual clarity and audio clarity, so that you actually know what is going to happen, is very important. And this game is actually very good at this, even though the pixel art is it's actually pretty good, but it seems a bit basic and also maybe a bit mushy, so that might be a thing that might put you off at first. But trust me, if you have all these visibility options turned on, and if you give this game a few minutes, it's doing a very good job at actually giving you a lot of visual clarity. So without further ado, welcome to Boneraiser Minion, the actual gameplay. So this is our trade hub. This is a place, or a coffin. Of course, we're on a dead Necromancer that has been risen again to torment everyone and conquer the world. At least that's what everyone else thinks. The normal human people who try to get rid of you, as they immediately heard that you are back. So first things first, you can have a choice between different characters. I haven't really unlocked that many yet, but the original one, the Deprived Wretch, which you start with, is already quite a bit of fun. You have different meta upgrades, typical for this genre. You also have an option to see how you fuse your different minions, which I'm going to show you guys in a minute. You can also affect the different maps by, for example, placing a scarecrow or here a pico potato crow, which slows down nearby enemies. You can have different options to look up the companion. There even is a card game in this game, which frankly I haven't even looked at, because this basic survival-like gameplay is something I really like. There is different customizations. There's spells that you can find. There's relics that you can acquire. Again, all the different minions that you can summon, that you can level up via upgrades, that you can fuse. So trust me, at the first impression, there's quite a lot of things you can unlock that you can figure out, and the game teaches you step by step by essentially allowing you to upgrade these things step by step. In that way it teaches you how these different mechanics work and gives you plenty of opportunity and time to figure out how these work. There's of course also a leaderboard, there's points. I have to admit, I just enjoy the core gameplay. I'm not that competitive, so high score and something aren't quite my thing, but if you like it, if that's your style, it's there. You also have different maps, which have different difficulties. We're going to start with basic one, so without further ado, let's jump into the core gameplay. So this is another thing I unlocked. So I have a merchant early on, which allows me to buy some minions. But you know what? I'm going to tell him to start off, even though I could afford one. Because thanks to different upgrades, I already start with quite a few of minions, as you can see there in the background. And maybe right now you can already see what I meant previously, that there's the first upgrade. We're going to just choose a archer bone bolster who's going to shoot some more arrows, some more minions, yes. So I like the art style, I like the pixel art, but I think I'm not an expert. That's what why I was a bit more careful early on. I think as in my very admittedly unprofessional opinion and experience in art, but I think as good as and as much as I like the pixel art style, I think it is a bit basic. That's why I highly recommend you guys to turn on all these outlines, and with that it's gonna be so much easier and frankly very good to see what's actually going to happen. So beside this, you already saw me getting different levels, different upgrades. I'm going to run around. I actually really like this, that you don't have the typical things like in other games where you have the book turning around you. That is fine, but here you have the actual minions who go out and try to get rid of the enemies. I don't quite know why, but for me personally, it's always like a certain power fantasy that I always like to indulge in video games, basically playing a summoner or someone who just stays back and lets all his minions do the dirty work. I love that fantasy. We could get an Implink Trapper here. We could upgrade one of our Boozy Bomber into a level 3 one. Or we could try and resurrect a Lay Rise Excellent Aggie. Raise a cracking Excellent Aggie to your Legion. That's sure to hatch into something exquisite. How exciting. So the puns are there as well. Let's get this. Now, other than that, you're going to run around, try to survive, try to dodge the ever-increasing enemy waves while your minions deal with the enemies. And you are going to collect the bones of your defeated foes to resurrect even more minions to do your bidding, to defend you, so that one day you will hopefully survive beyond the second boss. Because frankly, I haven't made it that far so far. But luckily, I already have something on the field. I have quite a few minions. I have these scarecrows, which are going to slow down enemies. We have funky music. I do like that as well. We have a dodge button, and we will also unlock some spells and also some relics later on. Actually, in fact, thanks to an upgrade, I think I should already have one relic. Yes, I have the repulsive face, which nearby enemies are slowed by your revolting presence. Yeah, I'm just that revolting, I'm sorry. But that's, yeah, just me personally, not even the game. We also have some minion damage stats. I think this is also unlock, something that you can unlock. So this game starts very basic that, for example, at the beginning, all of these things that you can choose between the upgrades is always going to be a question mark. But once you have something unlocked, it's going to tell you for future months what it actually is. You know what? We could fuse together 3 of our basic barrow boners into a behemoth barrower. But I think instead of quality, this one I would like to try to just go with a mass of minions. I just want to have so much happening. So you can choose upgrades, you can have basic upgrades, you can upgrade your map, you can upgrade your character, you can also, of course, upgrade the different maps, the difficulties, and you can also choose upgrades that more enemies appear, which I think is going to help you to acquire more bones. So it's a bit more difficult, but you have more stats, so a quid pro quo, so to speak. This time I'm going to select a stir-raised pot bro, which is going to throw some mini pots at enemies who do different effects. So let's go again with the pure quality. The golden one is quite strong. Luckily, of course, we also have a dodge. I'm just going to run around, dodge everything, and collect his hero soul. This is what I told you guys earlier. There's 2 question marks, so these are upgrades or, well, fusions options in this case that I haven't picked earlier. So it seems like this option is an unknown necromancy which fuses 2 of my pot bros together. And this would fuse, I think it's called Bell Minion and a Guard Minion. Now what, sure, let's see what happens if you use a fusion between 2 pot bros. Oh man, it's going to raise a big bro Potusi. I totally mispronounced that, I'm sure of this, but yeah. Let's see, who tosses mini pot loads all over everyone. Well, let's see how this does. Also, it seems like we gained a corrupted relic. Early on, I managed to find a Meldus Flame, which boosts Boneraiser chance of being offered Meldus Minions by 50%. Also boosts the Meldus Minion Boneraise cap by a +1. As you can already see with all these upgrade options, the different minions you can choose between runs and the fusion options, and on top of that also like relics and later on spells. It looks like you're able to make and build certain characters, certain builds throughout different runs. So quite a lot of options and variations there. I definitely like this. Let's see what this finger is about. A finger relic. It's a manky finger. Oh god. Dashing through enemies inflicts a Dathan curse upon them. Those afflicted by the curse shall die by a single strike. Ooh. So this is an incentive to dodge. Oh man, look at our bone bro here. I can't even walk past him. He's just so big. This is awesome. There's also this, another relic. Interesting. Repulsive face. I do have one already. I could pick a second one. I do know this is one of the upgrades I unlocked with the coins in the, upgrade meta shop. That I am actually able to pick repeated relics so that they, stack together and become even stronger. But I am curious, so I want to know what this unknown relic is about. It's a funky turnip. Boosts Boneraiser chance of being offered bro minions by 25%. Okay. It looks like we want to go all out bro. I really like the music, by the way, if you guys couldn't tell already. So we could level up one of our grave guards to level 2, or how about a bomber? Or a squirrel? No, I'm all up for bomber. Let's go. Again, I want to have so many, and some giant runs are coming. These guys are actually an enemy or like a wave type that I essentially unlocked. As I said previously, like you can also spend some coins to have certain enemies spawn to make it a bit harder for you, but you also get more rewards, hopefully. And these guys are already somewhat dangerous. I have to admit, I did die to these guys a bit earlier. Because they can be dangerous. Ooh, something unknown. 0 out of 5. Let's see, what is this about? Flash raises zombie bro. Nice, another bro. Raise a voodoo zombie bro minion to your legion. Who's infected by it can raise fresh human zombies. Nice, even more. I love this. Sodden peasantry armor themselves. Okay, stage number 3. We made it thus far. I really love how this giant pot bro is just... It's not even going to follow me. He just stays there at the middle. Awesome. Okay, we're going to run around, and our minions are going to deal with everything. Oh man, a prize! Let's see, what's in the chest? What's in the box? A bunch of gems. And there's also a spell scroll. There we go. Oh man, there's a snowman. What is this about? A snowblow snowman. You transforms into a lovable, unconscious snowman. So, as you can already tell, the English seems to be all over the place at certain points. I'm not quite sure if this is like if this is just like a grammatical thing or a translation error. Because it might be that originally at the basic settings, the game offers you like very old English, like you old people thus far have connected. I can't really replicate this, but I hope you guys know what I mean. So like this old sounding English is actually the original settings. I found it a bit hard to understand, so I chose essentially normal English. So maybe just because of the settings menu, it's just U transforms instead of U transform. But this is just a very minor thing. Also, regarding the options menus, you can play... I'm currently playing this game with a controller, as you might have seen. You can perfectly fine, or play this game perfectly fine with just a keyboard. What I found interesting is that, at least for me, the basic control buttons for like accepting and going back, like OK and back, were J and K, which is a keyboard default setting I've never seen before. But also, luckily, you can change the keyboard input and probably the controller input as well in the options menu. So, yeah, very nice thing to have. I want to have another Boneraiser bomber. Look at the army that is following us. I love this. And this big pod bro there. This is absolutely amazing. So I want to kind of stand here on the right side because these scarecrows are going to slow down enemies. And these guys are already quite a bit more dangerous. Luckily, I did unlock the ability to regain some health slowly. But these enemies are actually dealing a lot of damage to us. Oh man, we could connect these fish zombies to an even bigger fish zombie. Okay, I want to find out what that is about. Raise big bro zombroid. Fuse 3 zombie bros into a giant zombroid bro who vomits rot and can bite raise fresh human zombies. Man, that sounds amazing. Oh no, Elf Wayfinder is going to come and try to get us. Oh, that is actually the enemy I've lost quite a couple of times already towards, so I'm not sure if I can win this. It started off early, but oh, I actually ran straight into him. Well, so much for that. And as you can see, there's my score. There is the amount of coins I gained. I also gained some hero souls, so different currencies for the different upgrade options. I also won a card for the card game that I mentioned earlier. So there's so much. We can have a look at the status. This is how I unfortunately got defeated because I did not pay attention, admittedly. That wasn't all that good. But now we can go back to the hub. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the basic gameplay loop. We run in, we try to survive as long as possible. As you can tell, I'm not that good. And between the runs, we could select maybe a different character. Do I actually have unlocked... yeah, I managed to unlock the Sprout Potato. A potato husk possessed within the soul of a sorceric bromancer, who shares a kindred veggie spirit with all bro minion friendos. Yeah, bro. Look at this. Unique style, I like this. We can also choose different masks, like Ho-Ho Center, because why not? You could also now unlock different upgrades. We have class heritage. For this character class, I have not unlocked everything yet. So there's, for example, Funky Growth. It greatly increases bone-raising chance of being offered bro minions. Well, I am a bro, so we could spend some coins for this. Well, hero souls. There's also the Heroic Forge, which, again, as mentioned earlier, can make things a bit more difficult, but is also hopefully rewarding for us. For example, you're a wizard. Extra wizards shall rarely arrive to blast their magical lords. Sure, let's unlock this, a bit more of a challenge. And we also have the Boneraiser Lore, which gives us general upgrades. For example, here, Chi Chakra. You emit a shockwave after choosing an item, e.g. when bone raising. And these also have different levels. For example, the next level of the same thing of Chi Chakra, you unlock treasure chests at a more speedily serene rate. Sure, let's spend some money for this. Maybe not the most optimal choice I can do right now, but just to show it to you guys. And again, we can go into architect mode and place, for example, more potato... Oh no, I only can place 2 potato crows out of 2, and I did that. But we can place something else. For example, what is this? Question mark. Let's research this for 50 gold. I have it. Feated Pumpkin. A ripe veggie that when bumped into sets off a boomy surprise. Also boosts the Pumpkin Bro Minion Bone Raise cap by +1. Sounds good. How about we have these things kinda close to... Yeah, sure, why not? Our scarecrows. I think these things here... I'm actually not quite sure, because I placed some gravestone graces on the field, and I am not quite sure which these are on the field. Maybe I should use my inspector. Yeah? Let's do this. Gravestone, grave spike trap, okay. So these are going to have some spikes, and these are my gravestone graces. Yeah, okay, good to know. Generates bones and also boosts the zombie bro minion bone raise. So... there is probably also a way to optimize your play if you want to go with different characters. Right now, my character has a focus on bros. So the pumpkin, fated pumpkin, which gives me more pumpkin bros, might be a good choice. I'm going to just, going to place them here. There's essentially some bombs here. And yeah, more pumpkin bros. You can't go too wrong with bros, right? And I also might want to play on the different map. On map 2, the Sorrowful Sullen Woods. But unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I have to keep in mind, because my architect for this map is of course different as well. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, just in 20 minutes, I feel like I could have, I was able to show you guys if this is something that you might enjoy or not. I have to admit, I played already quite a few rounds. I really like this game. Again, please follow the visibility recommendations by me, but besides this, the music is cool, the core gameplay loop is cool, more upgrades, more minions, trying to figure out what your best build options are and what options there are in general. I really like this. And please tell me down in the comments what you think of my presentations, especially, because you can already tell that I'm kind of new to this entire concept and I'm still struggling just a bit to speak my mind in a precise manner. So please give me tips. Please tell me what you think of my presentation, what you think of this game, and yeah. Please consider, if you listened and watched the video up to this point, please consider leaving a like, it helps. Please consider, if you want to see more, to leave a sub. Regardless, thanks so much. I'm going to play a few more rounds of this, and we are going to see each other, hopefully, in the next video. Stay awesome, everybody. Bye-bye.